Hey there, lady. My name is Molly Conley, and I'm devoted to helping women reinvent their love lives, whether that's after divorce, dating on and off the apps, or in their committed relationship. Why? Because I've been there. I'm a former college athlete who filed for divorce 3 years into marriage, swam in the online dating pool into my late 30s, and now I am married to the man of my spreadsheet dreams who I met 4 months before the world shut down. As a dating and relationship coach, I help my clients shift the focus from being obsessed with finding Mr. Right to shifting to herself as Miss Right Now. We build a foundation filled with clarity, connection, and confidence, knowing she is worth waiting for. Each week on the podcast, I'll bring you love life insights and savvy guests, where you will receive the courage to release programmed limiting beliefs. Discover patterns and behaviors restricting you from finding and attracting quality men, and ways to choose yourself first so you can build a foundation for a healthy relationship with yourself and a partner. Hey there, lady. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm excited to bring you today's episode as it was inspired by some recent conversations. But before I dive in, I wanted you to know how grateful I am for you being here. This podcast is almost a year old, and honestly, it wasn't something I even dreamt about having or doing in my business. I've enjoyed your messages and emails about the episodes that have resonated with you and the guests that I've had on that have inspired you. I have loved polling you on Instagram to know what topics and guests you would like me to bring on for next year as well. Guess what? Now you can submit topics and suggest guests anytime you like. All you have to do is go to my website, reinventingthearena.com, and navigate to the podcast page. One last thing, take out your phone and hit subscribe or follow, as I have some bonus episodes coming to you in 2024. And while you're there, please leave a written review on Apple Podcast or tap the stars for a rating on Spotify. It does help women just like yourself find the show. And honestly, if you know another woman who needs to hear a specific episode or two, just share it with her. Okay, so last weekend, my husband Brad and I went to his company's holiday party. There were some new faces there as people had just joined the company, probably like in the last, maybe even in the last month. And the wife of one of them asked me how Brad and I met. So I gave her like a really quick story about how we met through a dating app in November of 2019, and then how I moved in with him the day the world shut down, which was March 13th for me in 2020. Then said we got engaged on New Year's Eve in 2020 and then married October 2021. She looked away in bewilderment and almost had one of those moments where like her jaw was, dropping, hitting the floor. And she said to me, when you know, and smiled. That's when Brad tapped me on the knee and said, tell her more. Like he whispered it to me. But the food had just came in and the subject had already changed. Moments like this have been happening a lot over the past few weeks. Like when I joined my friend Cheryl and her co-host on their podcast. And then actually speaking of podcasts, last week I joined a lady named Selena on her Introverts podcast. Once I shared my story on those separate occasions, both of these women, both Cheryl and Selena, said the exact same thing, that I manifested my husband. And honestly, I have to smile because, I basically started manifesting my husband in 2017 when manifesting wasn't such a trendy topic. There was a huge spike in people wanting to learn how to manifest during the pandemic, which is why I stayed away from sharing the complete method and process of how I did it in the first place. But, some people think manifesting is really woo-woo, but there's so many different combinations and tactics that flow and harmonize together in order to manifest. And you've heard my method and process during each and every single introduction to a podcast episode. You know, the man of my spreadsheet dreams. Yes, an Excel spreadsheet helped me manifest my husband, my soulmate. In past episodes, I shared that I never dated before. I would, hop from one relationship to the next, which is a sabotaging dating pattern called uprooting. So I never really had that opportunity to see what was really out there. You've also heard me talk about how this is more than just a pros and cons list or even a list of qualities or demographics that you would be looking for in a partner. But what you might not know is that the 3 years that I truly dedicated to online dating, Brad reached out to me every single year. And it wasn't until the 3rd year when he reached out that I decided to meet him. First and foremost, I did have a rule where I would only talk to 2 people at the same time, because otherwise it would get confusing. Yet it wasn't until the 3rd year that I had crystal clear clarity on what I was looking for in a relationship, in a love life vision, and in a partner. So those 2 times that Brad reached out to me, to be honest, he was easily overlooked. At the same time, you can go back to episode 77 where Brad and I, sat down for a couch conversation to talk about men's inner work, where he shared his own inner work journey. I bring that up because not only are you, me, everyone else in this world in a constant state of change, but so is the person that you are looking for. So when Brad and I first met, we discussed how much we wish we would have met each other earlier. And when we really dug into that, like what that would have really looked like, we realized if we would have met each other earlier, it would have never worked out. Why? Because we both had so much work to do on ourselves and for ourselves. That way, we would become the person that would eventually meet the other one at that moment in time. Okay, but what about this spreadsheet, right? Well, in the beginning, my spreadsheet wasn't a spreadsheet. It was just a list. And sometimes I try to even include this as almost like a vision board. It's just a bunch of pictures of people or things that you want, right? It's the same thing with a list of qualities or characteristics that you're looking at with someone. That doesn't help really with your manifestation. So why was that not working? Well, I tried dating a bunch of people to figure out what I truly wanted. And the problem with going out on numerous first dates is that it can lead you to listen to everyone else, meaning your mom's like, oh, I really think you should date so and so. Or your best friend's like, oh, God, you really need to date a guy who has X, Y, and Z. It can waste a lot of your time because you're taking a bunch of other people's experiences or preferences into account of what you should be looking for with a person, or even just asking people asking you to keep an open mind, right? And date a bunch of people just so that you can figure something out. Overall, it does wear on you, so it wastes your time and it depletes your energy. So, sitting down and reflecting on different situationships, romantic relationships, and dating app disasters truly helped me gain insight as to, what I wanted and didn't want. The problem was with all of that is probably what you go through, of what you see on different profiles, depending on what app you use. And I couldn't see those things most of the time on their profiles of what I really wanted. So it forced me to return to the bad habits of analyzing someone's profile characteristics, their photos, and even sometimes their demographics. But another problem was that most of the time when I was dating on the apps, men did not want to talk for very long before meeting in person. In the beginning, this seemed to be really exciting, like a fun opportunity to get to know someone. But honestly, all it really did was rush me and distort what I really wanted in a relationship, in a love life vision, and in a partner. The distortion came from all the excitement in meeting someone new, or possibly having too many drinks, and being cloudy with the information that I was receiving, as well as what experience that I was having. Maybe you've been there. It took me a while. Well, let's just be honest. Like, it took me like at least 6 months to a year to realize I was not dating with intention. And I wasn't holding myself accountable when I was dating on the apps. That's when I came up with my system, my spreadsheet. Creating a spreadsheet and using it with a specific method to hold myself accountable allowed me to date with intention. This also helped me gain the clarity that I was looking for in the partner I deeply desired. For example, one of my items on my spreadsheet was that my ideal partner would have a 401k. This meant a few different things for me, as it will for you. A man who has a 401k meant to me that he has a full-time job that offers benefits. This also means to me that he is more than likely contributing to something in the future which makes him financially responsible. This also means to me that if he is thinking about retirement, more than likely he's already thinking about the years between now and then, which then means that more than likely he's thinking about settling down and meeting someone. One of my favorite examples when working with a client is when she said to me, "I want a man who has a job." And I told her, no, she wants more than that. So instead of focusing on the job, I wanted to discuss her love life vision. So we talked about, like, what does it look like when you get home from work? Do you want a man who has dinner on the table? Like, role reverse here. Do you want a man who is at home at night? Do you care if he's gone for a work trip, like Monday through Friday? Or is it consistently like he's traveling maybe 3 weeks out of an entire month? She had to get clear on what she wanted in her love life vision so she could say, I want a man who works an 8 to 5 job. This would mean that the man that she was looking for wouldn't be working in certain fields, like he wouldn't be a truck driver that would be, driving across the United States. He also wouldn't be an ER doctor either, working overnights or being on call or having emergency issues. These are things that are important to you, especially if you are a woman who's in her 30s and 40s and you already know what type of lifestyle you really want. And it makes it so much easier for you to say, these are things I want to have in my life. I want a man to be home at night. So in my previous marriage, my ex-husband was a nurse and he would work overnights. For the first 2 years of our 3-year marriage, we saw each other maybe 2 or, if we were lucky, 3 times a week at night only. This made our relationship feel like a roommate situation for me. Some people can have relationships like this, but at the time, I could not. I can now. I love and I trust my husband so much that when he's gone for work, I can handle him being away for 3 to 5 days and sometimes even longer. At one point last year, he was gone for 2 weeks down in Florida. And now, while I missed him, I knew I could trust him. We had great communication and that I knew he would be coming home and we would be able to spend quality time together. In order for me to get to that point from where I was with my ex-husband to where I am with my husband now, I had to do some work on myself to be okay with that. This was another additional benefit of using the process and methodology I had created with my spreadsheet. With that said, there's 3 areas that I've mentioned within this episode that are critical for you to manifest what you want in your relationship, love life vision, and your ideal partner. Each of them works together and separately to help you manifest your desired outcome. So the first one is clarity. You have to have clarity in order to date with intention. The second is intention. I kind of set that up pretty well. You have to have intention in order to take action and date with clarity. And in order to have that crystal clear clarity and date with intention, You need to be able to hold yourself accountable to what you truly want in your relationship, your love life vision, and your ideal partner. When I combined all of those things for myself, I had a list of 63 unique quality characteristics and attributes that made my spreadsheet of a dream man, relationship, and love life vision. When I mastered my methodology and met my now husband, it seriously did not take me long. And if you want to truly know, it took like less than 3 weeks for me to know I met the man of my spreadsheet dreams. My husband has 61 of the 63 qualities, characteristics, and attributes found on my spreadsheet that simultaneously developed our relationship and laid out a path for my love life vision. I have consistently called him my unicorn to my friends, family, and now his coworkers who I met at the holiday party. And I am surprised he is okay with that. But what about you? Do you want to find the man of your spreadsheet dreams? Do you want to learn how to manifest a partner who matches your deepest desires, your ideal relationship, and your love life vision? Then keep listening. For the first time outside of one-on-one coaching, I am holding a virtual weekend workshop starting Saturday, January 20th, called the Man of Your Spreadsheet Dreams Workshop. We are going to gain the clarity you need so you can have deeper insights as to what you want in a partner and understand what impacted your choices and past relationships in the first place. We will figure out your overall why of your love life vision. Then we will combine it with the clarity so that you can align it to your deepest desires for an authentic romantic connection. And you'll keep yourself guided with your love life vision using my process and methodology so you can commit to yourself long term and never have to settle for potential again. The Man of Your Spreadsheet Dreams workshop is going to wake you up from your dating nightmare so you can date with intention and clarity. Remember, if you're spending your time looking for Mr. Right now, you're going to completely miss finding Mr. Right for the long term. This is just one of the reasons why you're still living in your dating nightmare. Plus, the Man of Your Spreadsheet Dreams workshop is going to help you date with intention without exhausting your time and energy. So, the workshop includes 2 90-minute Zoom sessions where I'm going to break down the process on day 1 and the methodology on day 2. Each session is going to have 30 minutes for live Q&A and coaching assistance. You'll also be added into a Facebook group community where I'm going to provide additional support over the weekend. Plus, all the calls are going to be recorded and uploaded into the group. So if you were unable to attend live, you can go back and watch them. Then, of course, you're going to receive your very own Man of Your Spreadsheet Dreams document, a reflection exercise, and bonus materials to help you gain the clarity you need to date with intention and accountability. So, the live workshop with coaching, community, and materials is only $197. But for the rest of 2023, you can sign up for the Man of Your Spreadsheet Dreams for $111 using code DREAMS2024 at checkout. That's DREAMS2024 for over 40% off the workshop. I'm also including a link in the show notes to learn more, and feel free to contact me with any questions. All you need to do is email me at info@reinventingthearena.com. All right, lady, if you're tired of wasting your time on and off the apps, if you're tired of attracting emotionally unavailable men, if you're feeling like going on one more shitty first date is going to make you swear off love for good, then you need to sign up for this workshop where I'm going to give you my all to help you manifest and find the man of your spreadsheet dreams. Can't stop settling? Sign up to receive daily words of wisdom. I call them Lady Love Lessons. They're for ambitious women like yourself who are tired of hearing they're too much or that they're not enough. It'll help give you the tough love and motivation to choose yourself first. All you have to do is go to my website, reinventingthearena.com, and scroll to the bottom of the homepage to sign up. I'll see you in your inbox.